cryptocurrency, a revolutionary technology, a decentralized money system that put the power back into the hands of ordinary people. But like any tool of power, it was bound to attract dark forces. And right now in 2024, no one uses that power for darker deeds than North Korea. This is the story of some of the most audacious cybercriminals in modern history, North Korean hackers, including the infamous Lazarus Group. In a single year, these cyber operatives were responsible for stealing over $659 million in cryptocurrencies. Their heists weren't just about greed, they were about survival, about sustaining a regime under suffocating sanctions, and about proving to the world that no firewall, no encryption, no decentralized technology is truly untouchable. But who are these hackers? How did they pull off such high-profile heists? And why is a small, isolated nation capable of outperforming some of the most sophisticated cybercrime syndicates in the world? Well, to answer those questions, we need to go back to how this all began. North Korea has long been infamous for its brutal dictatorship, nuclear ambitions, and pervasive international sanctions. Blocked from the global financial system, the regime under Kim Jong-un needed money. Not just to maintain its military arsenal, but also to prop up its elite and fund national projects that showed the regime's strength. But when traditional methods failed, counterfeiting, smuggling, North Korea turned its gaze to a new frontier, the internet. Enter the Lazarus Group. First identified in 2007, the Lazarus Group is not your typical cybercrime gang. They aren't in it for personal wealth. They're state-sponsored hackers, trained and organized by the North Korean government. And over the years, they've evolved from simple phishing scams into masterminds of cyber warfare. Their fingerprints have been found on attacks all over the globe. From the Sony Pictures hack in 2014 to the WannaCry ransomware attacks in 2017. But in recent years, their focus has shifted to one target: cryptocurrency. Why? Because cryptocurrencies bypass traditional banking systems. They aren't limited by borders. They lack centralized control. And most importantly, they can be laundered in ways that are almost impossible to track. For a regime desperate for cash and completely cut off from global finance, it was the perfect tool. Now in 2024, their attacks reached an unprecedented scale, using an arsenal of techniques: phishing, hacking exchanges, exploiting software vulnerabilities. They pulled off one of the largest crypto heists in history. Their attacks reached an unprecedented scale, using an arsenal of techniques: phishing, hacking exchanges, exploiting software vulnerabilities. They pulled off one of the largest crypto heists in history. Let's start with one of their boldest attacks that year: Stake, a cryptocurrency gambling platform where users bet millions in digital assets every day. Stake was seen as a fortress of security. State-of-the-art encryption, decentralized operations, insurance against theft. It had the full package. And yet in September, it suffered what security researchers called an unthinkable breach. Lazarus hackers slipped into their system, exploiting vulnerabilities in Stake's hot wallets. Those are wallets used for frequent transactions that are, unfortunately, more exposed to cyber attacks. In a matter of hours, $40 million was siphoned off into wallets controlled by the hackers. Stake's users woke up to find their balances drained, their transactions compromised, and their trust shattered. Later, investigators found that Lazarus used a combination of stolen employee credentials and custom-built malicious software to bypass Stake's defenses. Millions gone in an instant. But that wasn't their only target. Earlier in the year, Harmony Protocol, a blockchain initiative focused on bridging digital assets across multiple networks, fell victim. Harmony had millions locked away in its Horizon Bridge, a tool for transferring cryptocurrencies between blockchains. Lazarus operatives, disguised as freelance developers, infiltrated Harmony's systems by submitting corrupted code through fake job applications. Once inside, they extracted 100 million, almost the entire ecosystem's liquidity. By the time the company alerted law enforcement, it was too late. The funds were already laundered. Slipped through decentralized exchanges, mixed through crypto tumblers or mixers, and converted into hard, untraceable cash. Harmony was devastated. Multiple partnerships crumbled. And the heist acted as a terrifying warning. If these highly secured companies aren't safe, then no one is. The audacity of Lazarus isn't just about who they target. It's how fast and seamlessly they pull off these operations. This isn't a matter of one or two hackers working in isolation. These are coordinated teams, divided into specialists. One subgroup focuses on writing malware. Another specializes in phishing emails, so convincing they catch even the most tech-savvy victims. While others manage the painstaking process of laundering stolen assets. It's more like a military unit than a gang. And the results speak for themselves. In total, Lazarus stole $659 million in 2024 alone. That's more than the GDP of several small nations. But to North Korea, this money isn't just numbers on a screen, it's lifeblood. Cryptocurrency funds its weapons programs. Cybercrime revenue is funneled directly into building missile technology, bribing foreign officials, and importing luxury goods for the regime's elite. The money buys more servers, trains more hacker recruits, and expands operations globally. In fact, analysts estimate that cybercrime now makes up a significant portion of North Korea's national revenue. They're getting better. Every year, their operations become more sophisticated as global sanctions tighten. Every year, their techniques evolve faster than governments can respond. Of course, various organizations are fighting back. Blockchain analytics firms like Chainalysis and CipherTrace have made strides in decoding money laundering patterns and freezing stolen assets. Governments from the EU to the United States are drafting tougher regulations on crypto. Exchanges are investing millions into their security structures, hoping to stay one step ahead. But is it enough? In 2024, every major hack showed the glaring vulnerabilities of cryptocurrency systems. And no matter how strong the security protocols became, Lazarus always found cracks to exploit. A fake LinkedIn message, a cleverly coded malware, an underpaid security staff member, they would use anything and they would succeed. So what's the end game here? Is it only a matter of time before cryptocurrencies become entirely unsustainable, riddled with cybercrime they can't combat? Or will the tech giants, governments, and international crime watchdogs finally get ahead in this endless game of cat and mouse? The future of cryptocurrencies hangs in the balance. We don't know, but what we do know is this. North Korea is playing the long game. Its hackers are relentless. Its cybercrime expertise is unmatched. And as long as the regime's survival depends on this shadow economy, they have every incentive to push forward. Cryptocurrency was meant to disrupt outdated systems, democratize money, and give everyone a shot at financial freedom. But what happens when those ideals are exploited by the most powerful criminals on Earth? What happens when the blockchain, instead of liberating, becomes a weapon? For North Korea, the tech is a lifeline. For the world, it's a ticking time bomb. And perhaps that's the most chilling realization of all.